Hey everyone, welcome back to Kyle's Finance News. A few things to go over today, so let's just jump right into it. Today's date is June 18th, 2024. I am your host, Kyle. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about the pending retail sales data that was going to be coming out today, and we have that data now. So it actually came in at 0.1% lower than forecasted, and also reflecting back on April's data. April's data came back at 0.4% lower than forecasted. So I know 0.4, 0.1 doesn't sound like a lot, but when we're only expecting fractions of a whole percentage point to be forecasted as an improvement or growth in the first place, then it's a pretty significant value. So coming in lower than forecasted 2 months in a row could be some of that data that the Fed will be looking for to suggest that their quantitative tightening is starting to have that effect on consumer spending that they are looking for. So, and throwback to the FOMC that we just had last Wednesday, Jerome Powell remained adamant that they are still holding out to gain that confidence by looking through the data. It's not yet showing there for them. So we will just have to continue to just remain patient, hope that the data will eventually instill that confidence in the Fed to say, okay, we can start to consider lowering interest rates. Beyond that, more all-time highs today. Just market is continuing to just push against the ceiling, not seeing necessarily massive jumps, though yesterday was a nice little 1% bump on the S&P 500. NVDA is pushing all-time highs again. And talking about NVDA, you may recall from previous videos that I said I don't think it will be very long before NVIDIA is the king of the market. And today is that day. NVIDIA has taken over Microsoft. NVIDIA has taken over Apple. Briefly there, Apple had regained the number 2 spot after jumping some 10-12% after their WWDC week. So that went really well for them. And they're continuing to rise as well. Microsoft is coming down a little bit, taking a little bit of a backseat. So yeah, NVIDIA just is blowing it out of the water. The momentum continues to just be super, super strong. And people are buying hand over fist. I don't think now that just because they've taken the new number 1 title, that means that it's going to start being sold off and come back down. There is very good possibility that it continues this run without any dip, without any relief, and does another 20, 25, 30% before we see any sort of kind of before we see any realization of the gains that people are looking at in their accounts. So NVIDIA just absolutely killing it. GameStop, I talked about GameStop yesterday because they had their investors meeting. I forgot to mention that because of that investors meeting, they slid about 15% during the market session and did not do necessarily great today either, just kind of a little bit up, a little bit down, closing somewhat neutral. So the market did not react well to that investors meeting at all. Bitcoin is down 6.3% in the last week from 69,000 to 65,000 flat. I don't typically talk about crypto. I would be happy to talk about crypto more. I am a crypto enthusiast. I enjoy crypto. I've done a number of things in that space. I wouldn't mind at all talking about it, though for the most part I just tend to kind of focus on U.S. markets and U.S. Economy news and stocks the most. But if anybody's interested in me talking about that, I may do some more of the crypto space from time to time. Pending home sales data is not reflecting a summer kind of fury of buying. I think it's still a seller's market, not a buyer's market. Existing home sales is about the same as it was last year. Existing homes being homes that are already built. We're not talking about new home only sales. Building permits are also kind of around their lows for the last 48, 72 months. So it's just, there's not a lot of building going on, and there's not a lot of buying going on. It is definitely, the favor is in kind of holding on to what you got and trying to just get as much as you can for it. Markets are closed tomorrow. Tomorrow is a federal holiday. It is Juneteenth, taking place on June 19th of each year, I believe. Yes, June 19th of each year. I should know that. So probably won't have a daily market news to come out with tomorrow unless something really spectacular is going on. But I have some other video ideas I'm working on, so hopefully I will still be able to produce some content in time for tomorrow afternoon. So please consider liking and subscribing. Please leave a comment down below if you would like to see me do a little bit of coverage on crypto space from now and then. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I will catch you all Thursday.